Okay, I think we are live, and let me just start my video real quick. Oh, that's right. So, hello everyone, and welcome to back to our day 3. So today we are going to do the actual programming stuff. Let me just pause this. Refresh will be really nice. Refresh here. Pause the video because I don't want to see myself. And let's just make this video quality the lowest possible. Okay. So yeah, welcome back to our day 3, and like in this session, we are actually going to learn about the something called. Like, by the way, I will cover that function thing yesterday. So I just saw some of the people were having some doubts related to that function. So we will recap that. As I told you, that was just a, like what do you say, a teaser of functions. So like today, actually, we are going to make a function, like how functions works, what is the purpose of a function, and the rest of the thing. And after that, I will tell you about if, else, switch, and cases. And I will give you the teaser of loop statement. So we have something called loops here. So I will just show you like how you can work with loops and all. So yeah, obviously, Rakshan, I will do that for you. Let's start with a quick recap what we did yesterday. So here we have a file. By the way, I would like to know that if anybody is still facing any problem in creating that C++ file and executing the program and all, you can ask me right now. Like that's one of the most important part. So if there's anybody there who are facing doubts related to that, you can ask me right away. So let's just remove this thing and this thing as well. So till now, what we know that this is just our C++ file we have here. Let me start this one. Retry it. Okay. So this is our C++ file. Remember the file we created yesterday. Let's start. Yeah. So this is our C++ file main.cpp, and we are going to write all of our code here. So first thing that we write is a preprocessor, because we basically need some kind of extra functionalities which we are not going to write by ourselves. So we are going to create a header file. So in this header file, I'm just going to import the IOStream library. So it basically contains all the methods and tools which will help us to take the input from the user and to show some output as well. So that's great. The first step done. And next thing, we basically have to create a function with a very unique name, the main. So this we have to create this main function. Why? Because a C++ program is going to start from here. So we have to write this main here. After that, you have to put these two brackets and the curly brackets. We are going to write all of our program inside this particular main function. All of our thing we are going to write here. So let me just write here std double colon cout, and let's shift operator. It's basically we call this thing left shift operator. Yeah, left shift operator, and any value that you want to output. So this is a value, by the way. This is a string type of value, string. It's the string type of value. And after that, we basically have to write here return 0. So why? Like I will tell you that why we are going to write this. And one thing that we have to also put here is int. It's int here. So today we are going to know that why we are going to put int here and why we are doing this return 0. But Right, till now, this is a complete C++ program we have written. To execute this program, just click on this play button and your program will get executed and you will get your output here. So hello world is the output. That's great. Okay. And we also came to know about something called values. So values could be like a number type of value. So we call this thing an integer. So it could be like 34, 4. Then we have the double or the float type of values. A value with a decimal is a float type of value. Then we have a character type of value that we can create like this. So it's a character type of value. It can basically store a single character here. And after that, we have a string type of value. Yeah. So this is a string type of value. Inside the double quote, you can basically write down anything, a message or something. So it's a string type of value. So these all are the 4 types of values that we know till now. I will also tell you about one more type of value that we are going to use today only. And we also came to know about something called variable. So what is a variable? Variable is just a name or a placeholder for your value. So you can basically give a name to your value. So let's suppose we have here age. So age is a variable which is going to equals to 23. Yep. And before that, we have to mention the type of the value that this variable gonna store. So here it is int. Int means integer, isn't it? Then we can have, let's say, so let me just rename this thing to number, num. And let me just create something called, let's say, char. So char, let's say ch equals to a. It's a character type. And let me create a string here. So string of, let's say, str equals to hello. Yeah, by the way, it's not going to work right now. It will work like we have to import something. For that, okay. Let me just remove this one because it's not going to work right now. We have to import some strings and all. And so like this is also double, and we also have something called float. This is a float. So what is the difference between float and the double is like amount of space they will take in our memory. So remember yesterday what I told you that we basically have a memory. So your RAM is your memory, by the way. It's gonna take little bit of space there. So like the amount of space this double is gonna take is different than this float. So double is basically going to take more space than float. So it can store a larger value. Yeah. So a larger value. And you can basically look for the chart here. So just Google it and just type C++ data types. Okay. And you will get this kind of list here. So this list will actually going to show you how much space a particular variable can have. So by the way, you don't have to memorize this. So where's the double here? So yeah, this is the double. So double can take up the space of 8 byte and float will take only 4. So double can store a larger value than the float. That's all about these data types and all. And we also came to know about something called operations. So we can basically perform operation on any value and all. So you can basically add two numbers. So let me just say 4 plus 10 here. So it's just going to add it. So it's just an operator. So plus is an operator. This plus is an operator, isn't it? This plus is an operator. Then we have subtraction, multiplication, division. And what I can do, let me just create one more variable here, 34. And what we can do, we can basically add two variables as well. So number plus number 2. So this number will gonna replaced by 23 plus 34 and we will get the output accordingly. Okay, that's great. Execute a program to see the output and 57 is our output. That's it. Now I also told you about like what is this std is. What is this std? So before that, I told you about something called namespace. Suppose I just want to create one more variable with the name of num. So I just want to create one more variable with the name of num. So it is not possible to do this. Like it's just going to throw an error that you cannot create a variable with the same name, two variables with the same name. So what we can do, just go outside of this main function and type namespace. Namespace. And here you can basically give any random name. So I'm just going to write any random name. Okay, so it's our namespace. And inside this, what you will do, so inside this you can create variables here. I'm just going to create int num equals to, let's say 40 here. Okay, so now basically I have created a namespace here, and this namespace have this particular variable with this particular value. Now, so now if you want to use this num, how you can do this? So for that, just type the name of your namespace. So this is our name for our namespace. So any random name space, and after that put double colon and the variable name. Okay. So this is how I can use this num variable which is present inside this namespace. So let me just show you the output here. And 40 plus 63, yeah, 40 plus 23 is 63. That's great. But if you look closely, this std is looking like a namespace, isn't it? So yes, this std is a namespace, but we haven't specified this std namespace. So where is coming from? It is coming from this header file. So remember, this iostream library basically included a namespace called std in our program, which actually contains this cout thing. Yeah, so it will have cout, cin, and like end line. So all of these things it contains. So what we can do, like if you want to use a namespace by default, so if you don't want to basically mention this thing again and again, so any random namespace, etc., etc., what you can do here is go down and type using namespace any random space. So what does this thing means? If I don't provide any name here, so it's just going to fall back to this random space, this namespace. But here we obviously we're going to get a like it's going to make any confusion here. So like we are not going to do this thing here. We're just going to add 23 and 23. So I'm just going to put here std. So this is the namespace we are going to use by default. Now the condition is that you cannot create a variable with the name of cout and e and dl. So now you cannot create these variables. Otherwise, you will have a name conflict now, like which it's focusing to which thing, etc., etc. So now by doing this thing, what we can do, I can basically stop using this std from here. Okay. And by the way, let me just use this namespace because we are not using this as a default one, and save it and execute a program to see the output again. Okay, so we are getting 63 here. So like this is the one of the most basic program that you will see, like most the basic one. But now in C++, each and every line like means a lot. So let me just put 100 here. Okay, that's great. So that's all we covered yesterday. Now, like yesterday, I told you about something called functions, a function. So let me just cover that function thing real quick. So what is a function? So as I told you yesterday, this function is just a piece of code, like a collection of statements here. So like we have this line and this line, etc., etc. So let me just write a code here. Let's say if you just want to do cout hello world again and again, you want to do this. So how you can, if I just want to execute this thing, I have to write this thing one more time, isn't it? So what we can do now, I will create a function. So how to create a function? See quickly. First thing, you have to write a name for a function. So the name of the function is going to be say hello. Okay, so this is the name of the function I'm going with. You can go with any random name. After that, you have to put this regular brackets, and after that this curly brackets. Okay, and inside this you can basically type your code. So I'm just going to type this whole code. So cout hello world. Okay, that's great. But the one thing is still left here. We also have to mention the return type. What is the return type? For now, I'm just going to put here void. For now, I'm just going to put here a void here and save it. Okay. And now we have created our first function. So like I created like void, name of the function, two brackets here, the curly brackets, and my code. So instead of doing this thing here in my main program, so it's a main program, it's a main function or the main program. You can basically call your function. So this, now we have just created our function. Now we can basically call this. So how to call this? Just type the name of your function and just put these brackets and save it. And just to check if everything is working fine, execute a program, and I'm getting hello world here, so it's working fine. Okay, thumbs up. That's great. But what is this void thing is? So I just want to tell you that a function can basically execute any number of lines of code you have inside of it. So you can basically create some variable here. Let's say int a equals to, let's say 10, b equals to 20, int c equals to a plus b. So here what I'm doing, I'm creating a variable c which is going to equals to a plus b, means a equals to 10 plus b is 20, so it will be 30 here. So c, the value of c is going to be 30 here. Very straightforward, very easy. And let me just do c out c equals to, like it's a string, equals to the value c. Okay, so like you can do this c out. So let me just remove this for now. So like this is the code inside this say hello function. So you can basically write anything here. Right now this is the code here, and let me just save it. And just to check if everything is working fine, just execute your program. So I'm just getting hello world. But what I'm trying to say now, that this function, like after executing all of its line, this can basically return a value to us. So all you have to type is return, and let me just return 100 here. So what this return actually means, that as soon as it will complete its execution, it will return this value. To us. And here we have to mention the type of the value our function is going to return. So yeah, if your function is not going to return anything, in that case we write here void. So right now our function is not returning anything, so I just write here, I have just written here void. But right now I'm going to return a number here, so I have to put int here. Okay, int here, and save it. And let's execute our program one more time to see if anything changed or not. So execute a program, and I'm just getting the hello world. So where is this 100 is? So this function is actually going to return us this 100, but we also have to save this value somewhere to use it. We have to save this value somewhere. So where we can save this value? Obviously we can save the value inside a variable, isn't it? So I'm just going to create a variable int result equals to say hello. And now this result is actually going to contain the value 100 here. Just to check, let's just do c out result. And let's see if we are getting the result or not. So execute the program one more time, and see I'm getting the 100 here. So a function can basically return something. So where we can use this? So instead of logging out this, so this say hello function, let's just, okay, so for now I think return thing is little bit clear to you. And what you can return now, instead of returning a value directly, we can also return a variable here. So right now I'm going to return a variable c, which is going to store the value of a plus b here, that means 30. So just to check, execute a program, and see we are getting 30 here. So that's about the return statement. A quick recap, how to create a function. So let's just create a function from the scratch one more time. So first of all, you have to type the name of your function. So say hello is the name of my function. After that, these brackets and the curly brackets, and write all of your code inside this. Okay, and here you have to mention the type of value this function is going to return. Right now we are not going to return anything, so I'm just going with void here. So I'm not going to return anything, so that's why I'm typing void here. And just execute a program by typing its name and just execute it. We can only create the function outside of our main function. Okay, the first thing that you have to keep in mind, that you can create a function outside of your main function. Okay, so this is how you can create a function here. So I'm getting the hello world. Now, one thing I just also want to tell you, that your function can basically accept some values as well. So what does this mean now? So let me just type your name. Okay. Okay. Here. Too few functions. And let me just write here. C++ will show you so many arrays and all. Yeah. So the thing what I'm telling you, but by the way, let's just remove this for now. So what I'm saying is, not only you can call a function, anytime, like you can call your function like as many times you want. So right now I'm calling my function 4 times. Say hello, say hello, say hello. And let's execute a program, and I'm just going to get hello world, hello world, hello world 4 times here. You can also pass a value to your function. So like what I mean by value. So you can basically give some initial details to your function. Let's suppose, hey function, take this value and do something with this. So like just take these values and all and do something with this value and give me a result. Yeah, give me a result. So what I mean by this. So suppose I will pass a value here. So the value, let's put Sanjay. Okay, so this Sanjay is a value, isn't it? It's a string type of value. It's a string type of value, isn't it? And now if you're passing a value, your function also need to accept a value here. It also need to accept a value. Like you cannot just pass a value here and okay. Your function also need to accept some values and all. So here we have to basically give a name, a variable for your value. So I'm just going to type here name or anything, yeah. So like let's say value, anything. And also you have to mention that what kind of value it can take. So I'm just going to type here string. Yeah. So a string type of value this function can accept. So this function can basically accept a string type of value here. That's great. And save it. And let's see by executing a program if you're getting something else or not. So I'm just getting the hello world, like where we can use this value. So let's just do a quick see out here for our value. See out value and line. Okay. So I'm just going to see what this value is here. Okay. So right now I'm passing Sanjay. So Sanjay is going to get stored in this value, and we are going to log out this thing here. And let's see if we're getting this or not. So here we go, and see I'm getting Sanjay here, isn't it? So you can basically call your function with different values. So let me just put Mukesh here. Mukesh. And let's just call this function with the John. So I'm calling my same function with different values here, and execute a program to see what you're going to get in the output here. So I'm getting Sanjay, Mukesh, and the John here. So now you can basically call a function with different values. Now let's just utilize this value somewhere. So how we can utilize this thing? So I'm just going to do, instead of doing hello world, I will just do hello value and this thing. So remember that yesterday I told you that you can basically chain some output here. So see out, let's say operator, you can basically put multiple things here. So hello, let's say operator, some value, let's say operator, some variable, etc. Let's say operator, and then so it will just start from new line, etc. etc. You can do this sort of stuff here. And save it and execute this thing to see our output here. So I'm getting hello Sanjay. So you can call your function say hello, and you can pass any name here. So let me just put a Mukesh here. So I'm just going to put a Mukesh here, and let's just execute a program. So we will get two outputs, hello Sanjay and hello Mukesh. Hello Sanjay and the hello Mukesh. So that's basically a power of parameters and arguments. So this thing we call as a parameter. So these are the parameters of a function, and these all are the actually we call arguments. You can call them some values and all. Yeah. So actually this is a parameter for a function. Okay. Very simple and very straightforward. So let's just create one more function from the scratch to the end with some usefulness. So I'm just going to remove this and remove this, and let's create a function called sum. And this function is actually going to return you the addition of two numbers. So like here, just put int a comma int b. So you basically can have multiple parameters here. So right now this sum function can basically have two parameters. A first parameter should be a number, and second parameter should be also a number here. And here what I'm going to do, like I'm just going to create a variable, let's say c equals to a plus b here, and I'm going to return the value of c from here. So what this function is actually doing, this function is actually going to take up the value of a and b, gonna add it, storing it on another variable, and we are going to return this c here. So that's why I am using int here, because we are going to return an integer, a summation, isn't it? So now let's just call our function sum, and you have to pass two numbers here. So let me just pass any random number here. Okay, and you can basically store this thing in any another variable to see the output. So int result equals to sum here. Int result equals to sum here, and let's just log out, see out it the result. Okay, and execute it to see our output here. So this is the addition of these two numbers, like these two numbers, and you can call this thing like int result 2 with this addition. So like whenever now if you want to do any sort of addition, you are just going to do this. And let me just log out this result as well. And like you can do some multiplication, you can do all sort of stuff. So you can basically create a function which can basically do that, let's say, text calculation for you. Like it's completely upon you. You can basically write a small complete program here and save it to see your output. So this is the output we are going to get, like addition of this first number and the second number as well. So this is all about the functions in C++. And you can basically create as many functions you want. So let me just create int subtract. Okay, so this is a function which is going to do the subtraction for me. So int sub is the name of a function. It's going to take up two parameters, and we are going to like subtract a number 1 from number 2, and we are going to return the value. So let me just go use this subtracted function here, and why don't we use this and line here as well. Oh, that's nice. An execute program. So that you will have something from the next time. Okay, so this is one function is going to do the subtraction for you, and one is for the multiplication. So this is the whole stuff related to the function alone. So like the quick teaser we did yesterday. So this is all about it. Now let me just go through the chat, and like I have one thing to do. Like I have to tell you how you can we use character main, string main. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Rahul. Let me just go through all of the doubts here. So you can also do the character main. So let me just create one more function, character, and let's say character like, but what it's gonna return. So let's just create, say, hello. So it's just going to return you a. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, like I think you're asking about in this case of main. So let me just tell you this thing. Why we return, why, let me just remove this all of the strut from here, like if we don't read this thing now. So remember this thing, our regular function, like very basic program. So why we had this int here, and why we are going to return 0. So this main function is very special function. So if your program execution is correct, like nothing happened wrong, in that case you have to return 0 from this main function. It's a mandatory thing that you have to do. Okay, so if I want to return 0 from here, so that's why we always have to put int here, because this 0 is a number, isn't it? So that was the reason we were writing int here, and we are going to return 0. So it's mandatory to return 0 from your main function. If I return something else, so it's just going to take it as that your program execution was not completed successfully. So just to tell the C++ that everything was fine, just return 0 from it. Okay, so that's the reason we were using int here, and we are returning 0. I hope you understood this thing. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Rahul, I hope you understood the thing, and if not, you can just ask me one more time. The assignment में GitHub link, like ये तो chat नीचे चली गया. Why should we return a number, sir? Like from where? Rocky, from where you have to return a number? Like it completely depends, like according to your function. Sometimes your function can return a string as well. So let me just type string and let's just create a function here. Let's say hello. So now this function will return a string. Yeah, hello world. So now this say hello is going to return a string to you. So it's completely dependent what kind of function you are going to write. We will do this all stuff when we will create our program, a small program. Sahib, like it's completely normal for the non-IT guys to get into the software industry, because in the software industry, in the IT industry, nobody's going to look for your degrees and all. Everybody just going to look for what you say, for your skills, like what you know, how good you are at the problem solving, how what you have done till now, etc., etc. So that's all. Nobody is going to like till now nobody is asking me about my degree. So like that's not important criteria for, yeah, maybe in some companies, like I'm just taking a wild guess, but I have seen this thing from in real life. So like it's not very important for you to have a computer science degree to become a software engineer. So that's completely bullshit. Okay, where to use the return in the real? Ian, you just see, you just saw we created a function sum here, isn't it? So in the sum, let's suppose, let me just create a text calculator here. Yeah, text cal. So it's a function which will take your income. So int income, comma, and it like I don't know how to calculate the taxes and all. Let's just take up with the income here, and let's suppose I don't know the formula for the taxes and all. So let's just go with like tax equals to 0, and I think income income multiplied by 0.1. So this will be your tax, and uh, pay amount equals to income plus tax and return. Like you can deal with this thing. I don't know the formula now for this return the pay amount. So you can somebody can basically so I think it's 10% showing that. So suppose if you want to like const sorry int here, and let's say taxes equals to tax calculator, and let's suppose this is our income. So let me just put 24000 and basically see out the amount of tax is this. So like this is a function which is going to calculate the total amount that you have to pay. I don't know like what is the formula. So yeah, this is the amount you have to pay. So it completely depend on the situation, the code you are going to go with. So like as we are going to progress with the course, we will have so many. Only will show divine. Let me just go through some of the doubts as well. Why we are using int before the main instead of caret? I think I covered this question. Please tell VS Code extension you use. I use so many extensions now. So like for which tool you want to asking for? Quick revision, yeah, I take it. Okay, let me just quickly tell you how you can mark your attendance. So you will have this one link here in the description. Just click on this link. Just click on this link and like wait for a few seconds to open this website. By the way, you already have to sign up now. And just go down and you will see this thing like day 3 control statement C++. Mark your attendance, how much you like this session from the scale 0 to 10. I like I like myself a lot. I'm just going to go with a 10 here. Are you interested in our 6-month of full stack program? Yes, I am. And if you have any suggestion for us, like not right now actually, and submit your attendance. So that's all to submit your attendance. Hey, like attendance and all, I just wanted to tell you about this future dev subscription. So like, where's the guy like who asked like, I think the Baba Sahib, na? Yeah, I not able to read like what this symbol is means. So sorry for that. By the way, nothing for all kind of non-IT, IT, school student, college student, working profession. If you just want to skill yourself and to become a part of this industry, you want to get a job, or if you just want to improve your resume, first of all, you can just enroll into our course called Future App Subscription. So it's just like the Netflix for the developers. So if you're interested, if you want to pursue this thing for your future, you can just enroll here, and we are just going to like cover all of these topics in our Future App Subscription. So like the price is just 400, and duration will be of 2 months. Each and every week you will get to learn about a new topic, a new certificate, a new skill every week, and on demand, like according to you. If you want to learn something from our side, we will create a content for you, just for you. So that's just a great steal deal. This price can like increase at any moment of time. It's just an offer, it's just a launch price. As you can see, it's just a launch price. If you want to see our team, our workflow, and if you just want to try, you can just go with this thing. Or if you're just sure, like you want to get into our industry, so just visit our website letsupgrade.in, and we have two courses for you, which both the courses are like completely job ready here. So full stack web development. So in this course, you will learn about how you can create a website, web app, applications, backend databases, designing stuff, and we cover everything from scratch to the advanced, like from the day one, from the hello world to creating a Netflix clone to a Facebook clone or something like that. So this course covers everything, and with a job guarantee thing. Similarly, we have the data science program. So I'm not a data science specialist here, so I don't know what we teach here, but I'm pretty sure that in this course also you will get everything from very scratch to the very advanced, and this course as well is job ready. And if you're going to enroll into these courses, don't forget to use the coupon code SK10 to get the 10% off there. Okay, so just a quick reminder. And by the way, like we are having a target of launching 50,000 employable. So like see this word very clearly, employable. We are not going to like throw our forces like Indian colleges and all. We are going to create 50,000 employable developers into the industry by 2025. So this is our target here. So we are going to face like achieve this target like no matter what happens. Yeah, so that's it. Now let's move to the next part. By the way, enough of talking. And by the way, you can also be a part of that 50,000 developers. So yeah. So yesterday I told you about, like just now, sorry, just now I told you about, we also have one more type of value which we call as Boolean value. So it could be true or false. So what is this true and false is? So this true and false are also a value. Yeah. And we call these two values Boolean. Yeah. Boolean type of value. So where we basically use this. So let me just show you some examples here. So create a Boolean, just type bool, name for a variable. So let's say is married equals to true. Okay. So let me just let's just create a string here. So string name equals to, let's just suppose John. Yeah. So a string name John, and it's married true, int age equals to 25, like 29 minimum na. So 29. Like कौन शादी कर रहा 25 में. Okay. And like if you want to see the weight, so like double weight, and this guy is not healthy, let's just make it 70 kg.5, and let's just do a see out here. So see out here, name is this, is married, age is this particular thing, and weight is this. Yeah. So these some four type of values we are going to use here. So double and float are same, na? Float and double are same. But in the case of double, you can store a larger value. That's all. And play a program to see the output here. So see, is married one or not? So this is true. Okay. So true and false. So where we can get this true and false? Let me just show you an example here. So let's take, remember the operators we used yesterday. So int a can be equals to 10 plus 4. Yeah. So this plus is an arithmetic operator. Similarly, we have, so let me just do C out A So let's see what is the A here. Like obviously it's gonna be 14. So it's 14. Yeah, it's 14 here. So what will happen if I just convert this thing to this? So this thing we call greater than. Yeah, it's just a comparison operator. So it is saying that 10 is greater than 4. Is it true or is it false? 10 is greater than 4. It is true. So now this A is going to be true here. So this A is going to be true. So play this and see I'm getting 1 here. So in your console, you will get 1. So instead of true, it will show you 1. And in the case of false, it will show you 0. So you cannot see the true and false directly. So it will convert true into 1. So it will convert true into 1. So 1 means true here. 1 means true. And 0 means false. So let me just convert this thing to this. So now it is saying that 10 is less than 4. 10 is less than 4. Is it true or false? So 10 is less than 4. So obviously not. 10 is greater than 4. So we will get a false here. So false will get converted into 0 so that we can get our output here. Play to see our output. So play, and I'm getting 0 here. Okay. So it is basically a Boolean value, true and false. Now, so where we can use this, like what is the purpose of this true and false? For something called conditional statements. So let's take an example here. So suppose we have a variable here, say int age equals to 22. Okay, and now I just want to see out you are an adult, and see out you are a teenager, like teenager or minor, whatever you want to do. Minor. Okay, very simple stuff. So like we have this sort of stuff, but the problem is with this now, like these two lines we are going to get in our output. So you are an adult and you are a minor, but accordingly, suppose if you just want to have just a single item, yeah, so I just want to get a single output, not these two outputs. So in this case we can use something called if here. So it's look like this. If, so for that you have to type if here, if, and if you pass a true here, and after that we will create these two brackets, and here I'm just going to write cout, and let me just put here I am inside a if, and your line. Let's just remove this one. So what is this if? So if is a conditional statement. So what does it mean by that? So if inside this if you pass true, so whatever code you will write here is going to get executed. Okay. So like see, I'm getting I am inside F. But if you pass a false here and save it, so whatever you will have here is it going to get ignored. So see, it is going to get ignored. So right now it's giving an error. Yeah, obviously it's going to show an error because we are directly pass a false here. So this is if, and so we can basically pass a false here. So this code will get ignored, or you can pass a true here. So we don't pass true and false directly. We basically pass a condition here. So let me just type age equals to, let's say 19 here. And what we are going to write here? We're going to write if age is greater than 18, in that case I will just execute this piece of code. Let me just return this thing. I will just do semicolon here. Yeah, so this thing, if age is greater than 18, so I will just see out you are an adult. So right now age is 19, isn't it? So we will replace this variable age with 19. So is 19 is greater than 18? Yes, it is. So you will get a true here, and this piece of code will get executed. See here. Yeah, you are an adult. And suppose if now age is, let's say 15 here. So like in that case, we can also add something called else. So see, we are not getting any output. We are not getting any output here. Why? Because this piece of code getting ignored. So what you can do, you can also write here else. So every if can have a else. Every if can have a else. So what does it means? So if we have a true here, execute this piece of code and ignore this one and ignore this one. Yep. And if we have a false here, ignore this code and execute this one. So if this or else this. So very simple. If this or else this. So this is a if else statement. So like let me just do this and play. So see our output here. So see, you are a child because like we are putting a 15 here. So what I want to do now, instead of writing the variable from our side, what you can do, you can basically write here cout, 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 enter your age, enter your age. Yep. And what you can do, cin age. So what is this statement is? What is this thing is? So like cout is used to print out something on our output now. So get some output on our console there. Okay. But the cin basically is used to get the input from the user. Is used to get the input from the user. So for what we will do? First, create a variable to store your input. First thing. Second, show a message by using cout. Show a message by using a cout. And look closely at the arrows. So whenever you want to use a cout, we use left shift operators. Yep. And after that, just write cin, and just use the right shift operator, this right side arrow, and put the variable name where you want to store the input value, where you want to store the user input value. Okay, that's all. Now just execute a program. But before that, you have to change one setting here. So yeah, so this is the setting we have to change. So I will tell you where you can find this setting, by the way. So this is the, by the way, let me just show you. So write this line. What is the problem first of all? So if you don't change this setting now, if you don't change this setting. So if you execute a program, so see I'm getting enter your age, but you cannot type here. So you can type here. So this is the problem. You cannot type here in the output part. So we want our output part to come here, like in the terminal. So that's why we have to change our VS Code setting here. So the setting says, so first of all, just press Control Shift P, and type user settings and look for this JSON. Look for this JSON. We have two ways to do this. Look for this JSON here, and there you have to type this particular thing, code -runner dot run in terminal, and write here true. Okay, you can basically take a screenshot of this. You basically have to put this thing inside your settings.json. Or another way is to click on this setting icon, go in this setting, like in the setting here. Yep. And here you can look for code runner. See, code runner. And where's the thing, like I haven't did this thing here. So code runner, there's a thing like terminal. Yeah. So type this code runner terminal here. Terminal. So how you can do this? Just click on this setting icon, settings here, type here code runner terminal, and check this thing. Yes, okay. By default it will be unchecked. Check this thing. That's all. So like you can do this, like you can directly go here and type this. You can directly go here and type this, or you can just click here, settings, look for code runner terminal, and check here. Yeah, and that's it. And now if you will execute your program, so it will start in this terminal, and basically now you can write the input here. So enter your age. So it's 23 here, and press enter, and I'm getting you are an adult. To execute a program one more time, click on this play button. Your age, let's say 15, press enter, and you are a child. So you can basically take the input. So how to take the input? Just create a variable to store your input. First thing first, show a message so that user can understand what to type. Show a message, and after that type the C in age. Okay, C in right shift operator and the variable where you want to store your input. That's all. Yeah. So you can basically take any input from the user. You can take multiple input as well. So you can create multiple variables. So let me just let's just create a string name. Okay, string name. So let's just show a message. C out, C out. What is your name? And after that, put C in name. Yeah. So first we will show that C out. What is your name? And after that, I have C in. So at this C in, your program will stop. At this C in, your program will pause there, and it will wait for the input. As soon as user will type and press enter, it will move to the next line. Enter age, and now it will wait here. It will wait here. So as soon as user will press like enter the age and press enter, now it will continue. So instead of doing this, you are an adult. Let's just do. Let's just put like this. Name is eligible to vote, and let's just do this. Name is not eligible to vote, and let's execute our program here. So we are going to get like, what is the name? My name is Sanjay. So let's just click here. Sanjay, press enter. Age is 23. Press enter. Sanjay is eligible to vote. Yeah. So you can basically take the input from the users as well. And now it's like it basically have opened a new world to us. So you can basically take any input from the user. You can take, let's say, some numbers and all. So you can basically create a calculator. So we can basically create a calculator that enter two numbers. What is the operation you want to perform? The press, and you will basically get an output there. Okay. So calculator, any text calculator, or anything like that. Yeah? Anything will work. So let me just show you an example. Yeah. Okay, that's great. So now what we can do here. So like this is about the if and statement. Let me just go through the doubts panel here. Okay, here. Okay, GitHub. Yeah, you will have this thing. Assignment you will get in the one link, you will get inside this one link here. False, 0, exactly. Abhi Gupta, can you please solve my problem? Let me just look for a problem. Yeah, Himanshu. There is a glitch in today's attendance. Yeah, let's just have a look, sir. You can just refresh, no? Yeah, we'll have the summary, like it's a time for summary. So we'll have a summary for today's class here. Extension I'm using is Copilot. So this is the Copilot. Then I use C++ code runner, C++. So these are the only three extension I'm using right now for C++. Yeah, unexpected guy, you can just watch the day one stream. Yeah, day one stream. Yeah, Himanshu, I'm using GitHub Copilot. No, you can do that afterward, I think. Don't worry, Koel. If you just watch the stream completely, you are eligible to like get the certificate. So don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. Okay, that's great. Give me a second. Okay, here we are. Or else assignment, yeah, you can get your assignment in the one link, so don't worry about that, no? Okay. So let's just continue. Which project we are going to make? So like it will be a surprise project. To be honest, I haven't like thought about it. Okay, so let's just have a quick recap what we did today. So we came to know about the thing called Boolean and the functions and if and else. So let me just show you one more example for if and else. So let's just create a cout, like let's say what we can go with, no? Like age example, let's just go with that age example. So here we have like what is the name. So yeah, how to take the input? Just create the variables where you basically want to save your inputs. So I just have a int age and a string name here. Cout, just show a message so that user can understand what to type for. And after that, you will have a cin here. Cin basically will help us to get the input. Yeah. So a program will stop here unless your user will type something and press enter. And after that, we will show this message like enter the age. And after that, again, we have a cin. So cin looks like this, cin, and this one. And this is used to get the input. If age is greater than 18, show this particular message. If age is an else, otherwise this message. Okay, that's all. So yeah, so I think we can wrap our session today here. From tomorrow, what we are going to do. So let me just show you the demo for the tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to work with loop here. So let me just show you a loop. So a loop, how it actually look like now. Int I equals to 0, and until and unless the I is less than I plus plus. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to show. Let's say now do this thing. So int number, and let's show a message cout, enter a number, and basically we are going to show the multiplication table here. We are going to show the multiplication table for any number. So for int I, so we are going to understand this thing tomorrow, not today, na? Tomorrow we are going to do this. I'm just showing you what you will learn tomorrow. 10 here, and let's just show like here. The number multiply this is this. Yep. So let's display this, and let's just enter the number. Let's say 70, and press enter. And here I'm going to get a like complete mathematical table for the 20. I think I messed up with the one thing. Like what doesn't. So play it. Enter a number here. So let's say number is now 14. Press enter, and you are going to get the multiplication table for the 14 years. So we are going to create this thing tomorrow. So that's while doing this line of code, we created that program. So that's basically a cliffhanger that you have to come tomorrow to see, to understand how this whole code is going to work. Okay, before ending our session, I will want to like give a quick remind. If you just want to get into a full stack course, that job ready one, and if you're a student, working professional with a non-IT background or a background, Edwin is saying, yeah, Boolean can only be true and false. Yeah, Rocky, we will cover the switch statement tomorrow. So we are today out of time, so that's why. So tomorrow we are going to cover the switch statement, Rocky. Don't worry about it. Yeah, by the way, so if you want to get enrolled in our full stack course, don't forget to use the coupon code SK10 so that you will get a 10% off. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow. We will have a lot of fun. We will create this program. We will understand about the loops, and then we can create our first project. And we can also understand more about the cout and cin. Okay, we will understand more about that as well. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye and take care. So.
Hey, hi guys, this is Sai Kiran from LetsUpgrade, and I'm here today to congratulate you all guys for completing or like for pursuing our Essentials program in various fields what we do. And I want to tell that yes, this is amazing program what you're doing, but if you want to continue this learning and want to take your career to next level with a one-on-one personal mentorship what we are not providing in Essentials, and also build real-time projects, then join our 6 months PGP full stack program in data science or AI/ML or web development in MERN stack or Python Django. That's it. Bye-bye.